Hi, I'm Pop Seagull. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the basic application of pushing palm, which comes in section 1 right after outward palm. You'll see in my other videos that I've shown you that the outward palm movement, as you're moving from one position to another in section 1, moves directly into pushing palm. It's a different energy, different skeletal structure, and the basic application of this is pretty straightforward. However, it allows you to counter against your opponent, which my assistant here is going to show you, for aggressive attacks. And the outward palm that comes immediately preceding to it is going to help you do that. For instance, when he makes a punch to the face, you see the outward palm. However, you see me stepping out and around here. And from there, you move right into pushing palm. That's it. Now that movement, you're good. That movement, you can see it was no struggle on my part in section 1, goes like this. When you're stepping from torquing palm, outward palm, pushing palm, that's the movement. So that's the main basic application from there. There are others which I'll also go into. Now you can see it, you do it, of course, on the outward side, which is always preferred. However, you're not always able to get that exact structure when you're approaching somebody. And it's always about position, relationship, skeletal structure related to another. And should he do it again, I'll show you one more time. And see if he comes in. You can also do the face, and I'm pressing here to just below the solar plexus. And again, I'm stepping out, push. Straight down. And he can try to resist it. Could you resist it? No. No, there's no way. It's skeletal positioning relative to your attacker, and using the outward palm to move in. It also works if he attempts to drive in an elbow. Yeah, you use the outward palm to counter. You can see I moved in to counter attack, and as he's driving that elbow in, I simply use it, to outward, and again, pressing palm. There you go. And it sucks to get it thrown down every time, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And that's just to one side. So if he moves in with a reverse punch, yeah, you can see he's crossed up here, and it's even worse. You can feel the skeletal positioning, pushing palm, and you can see I'm being very easy. I'm not being very specific. What you find from there in that pressing palm is the skeletal twisting, the rotation and torque of your joints, the muscles moving around create a solid base when you're rooted and relaxed. And when you're stepping out and then pressing from that movement to follow up with this, you're twisting from every point up, and you're like a piece of cable that's twisting, and you're attacking on him. So he's essentially trying to, if you've ever done it, grab a camshaft when it's rotating and stop it with your grip. You can't do it. It requires far more force for you to stop it than it does take for it to rotate. And you're using that force. My whole system uses that exact force, but there are many different ways in which we implement that force and utilize it. So again, you see a cross, a reverse punch, and again, and again, I'm trying to be easy because I want him to come back, and I love him. But it doesn't have to be just off the lead. It doesn't have to be just off the reverse. Again, you see I'm using the outward palm as an entry, but it's really not necessary to do so. If he just comes straight in and I change my level as I'm moving, or I'm already low, he's a little bit taller than me. He's almost 6'6", I'm almost 6'4". And when you see he moves in without that, if he comes in with a, say, straight punch, I just move in and do the jump. And you can see here, I do it slow to give him time, and he's trying to adjust, and he can't. If you properly implement this technique, you're going to toss him to the ground. There are friendly and ugly ways to do it, but again, I'm just showing the basics here so you get the move down. The closer you can get to the practice, the better your technique's going to work. So when you do it from the other side, when you move forward with outward palm, the closer you can get to this movement, the more powerful it's going to be, because your skeletal structure is being supported by gravity, your center, your weight, and you're manipulating that as a single unit across and twisting into your opponent. So, and again, it's a push. It is a consistent, gradual increase in force over time. You can try to use it as if it were a different kind of energy pulse like this, and certainly it'll work, but it's still a push, meaning it's an acceleration that's slowed down. And the reason why is because the nature of your twisting, torquing skeleton will not allow it to be an explosive point like piercing, striking palm, or anything like that. It's going to be a push when you execute your skeleton properly through the movement. It really can't be anything else, because if you do, once you pass that explosiveness, it's no longer going to be pushing palm, it's going to be something else, and you're going to find that your center is no longer stable, and he's going to be able to counter you, because you're going to have to force yourself to lose balance and lose root, simply because the manner of the movement is going to create instability within yourself. That's why another reason it's called pushing form. Not only do you push, but in this type of skeletal position and structure, you have to push in order for it to be usable. So, thank you for watching my episode of my personal art exposition on Bagua Kuntao Silat. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.